Good evening and welcome to the News 24 English Bulletin. This is Tamima Islam. Those were the headlines, now the details. Rupur's second phase, some countries of the world are willing to share experience of Bangladesh in establishing nuclear power plant. Science and Technology Minister Yafis Osman has revealed this ahead of setting up reactor pressure vessels in the nuclear power plant in Rupur of Pabna. He said electricity will start to be produced from the nuclear power plant from 2024. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina is scheduled to inaugurate the second reactor of the power plant after joining via virtual platform there. None came forward for the prosecution of August 15th massacre. There was a culture of impunity in the country. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina said her government had to take initiative for ensuring justice in the midst of various adverse situations. She said these at the inauguration of Sheikh Russell Day and award-giving ceremony of Sheikh Russell Medal. Akramul Haq Shumon has the details.
Sheikh Russell Day was inaugurated and Sheikh Russell Medal was awarded at Bangabandhu International Conference Center on Tuesday. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina joined the event virtually as the chief guest from Ganabhavan. Sheikh Hasina said a number of difficulties had to overcome to prosecute the brutal massacre of August 15, 1975.
বিচার করতে পেরেছি তখনই 21 বছর পর অনেক ঘাত প্রতিঘাত চড়াই উতরাই পার হয়ে যখন আমি সরকার গঠন করতে পেরেছি বাংলাদেশের প্রধানমন্ত্রী হতে পেরেছি তখনই আমরা সেই ইনডেমনিটি অর্ডিন্যান্স বাতিল করে সেটা বিচার করতে পেরেছি। এটা বাতিল করার পথেও তো অনেক বাধা। 98 সালে 8 নভেম্বর যখন বিচারের রায় ঘোষণা করা হবে সেই দিন বিএনপি হরতাল ডাকে যেন জজ সাহেব কোর্টে যেতে না পারে।
Referring to the Russia-Ukraine war, she sought welfare of all the children of the world. She said her government has taken various initiatives to build a bright future for the children of the country.
যুদ্ধ চাই না, ধ্বংস চাই না, অস্ত্র প্রতিযোগিতা চাই না, শান্তি চাই আমরা, শান্তি চাই। কোনো শিশু রিফিউজি হোক চাই না, কোনো শিশু এই বুলেটের আঘাতে তার জীবন প্রদীপ নিভে যাক বা তার ওই ছোট্ট দেহটা ক্ষত বিক্ষত হোক সেটাও চাই না।
Sheikh Russell Medal 2022 was distributed in 10 categories among children under 18 years of age and their concerned institutions. Akramul Haq Shumon, News 24.
Terming the BNP as a tumor for the nation, Awami League General Secretary Ubaidul Qadir said the country is not safe in their hands. Qadir made the remarks after paying tribute at Bonani Graveyard on the 59th birthday of Sheikh Russell. The party leaders demanded bringing the perpetrators of August 1975 back home and bring them to the book. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and her sister Sheikh Rehana paid tribute to Sheikh Russell in the morning. The Awami League and its affiliated bodies also paid tribute. Special prayers were arranged on the occasion. On the 59th birthday of Sheikh Russell, Krira Chakra paid tribute to Bonani Graveyard. Special prayers were held at the Bonani Graveyard Mosque. On behalf of Sheikh Russell Krira Chakra President Saim Subhan Anvir, Director in charge of the organization Ismat Jamil Akondo, Director Finance MD Fokhruddin, Directors, permanent members and life-term members were also paid tribute. Officials said following a milad at the Sheikh Russell Krira Chakra, food will be distributed to the underprivileged, and after the cutting of the cake in the evening, food will be distributed at Sobanbag Mosque and Orphanage. The High Court today issued a rule seeking to know why the military court verdicts during the regime of BNP founder and former President Zia Rahman were not illegal. A HC bench of Justice K.M. Kamrul Qadir and Justice Muhammad Ali issued the rule after the hearing of a writ in this regard. The court also sought to know why those convicted by military courts during Zia Rahman's tenure were not declared patriots and why adequate compensation was not given to the families of those convicted. Apart from this, the rule also asked about giving government jobs to the children of convicts according to their qualifications. Gaibandha 5 constituency election has been fair. The presiding officers have no authority to issue letters with this regard and warned to take action against those responsible. Election Commissioner MD Alamgir said due to financial crisis, there is no opportunity to accept irregularities as fair elections. Commenting that the EC is not working for or against anyone, the Commissioner said stopping the voting is not eyewash in any way. On the other hand, the committee formed to investigate irregularities in the by-election has started working on the ground. The investigation committee already talked to the presiding officer, assistant presiding officer, media personnel and election-related people. Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir has said the situation of the country is going towards famine due to the unlimited corruption of the government. He said this after a meeting with the two political parties in the second phase of the dialogue at BNP chairperson's Gulshan office on Tuesday. Exports in the United States increased by 50% in August of this fiscal year, but the achievement falls at the end of the year. There has been no remarkable achievement in the last 3 months in Europe. According to ready-made garment exporters, global tension, energy and import complexities all have an impact on exports. Meanwhile, some experts argue that the government should have prioritized exports so that they would not suffer even after the global crisis. Farooq Hussain has the details on Sultan Ahmed's report.
The year begins with the challenge of corona pandemic. Before being able to tackle the situation, the Russia-Ukraine war began. The conflict impacts globally as well as exports in Bangladesh. In the last 8 months of the current fiscal year, from January to August, there was record growth in the US market. The growth increased by 54% with $6.64 billion export. Despite having fewer exports than China and Vietnam, the growth rate was higher. The scenario has changed in the last 3 months. From July to September of this fiscal year, exports to the US market decreased by 5.13%. Not only in the US, the expected growth was not satisfactory in Europe either. Growth in the current fiscal year was 12% with a $5 billion export. In addition, exports also decreased in several countries, including Poland.
The reason for this is that if they are unable to sell the product that they have already stored and are unable to empty their storage, they will not be able to obtain additional products.
The ready-made garment manufacturers warned from the beginning that the fuel and energy would create chaos in exports. On the other hand, the dollar crisis added suffering.
7% মতো আমাদের নেগেটিভ গ্রোথ ছিল
The growth will fall more this month than the previous because many buyers have held or cancelled their orders. In addition, we can't perform according due to the power and gas crisis.
এবং গ্যাসের সমস্যার কারণে আমাদের যতটুকু অর্ডার আছে সেটাও আমরা ঠিকমতো পারফর্ম করতে পারছি না
State Minister for Planning said the current downward trend in exports will not last long.
I'm not personally worried about the issue. I know that the product that we export are daily necessary items, so they have to restore order in our country.
Meanwhile, experts warn that the next year could be a global recession. The entrepreneurs urged the government to pay heed so that the largest employment sector in the country could be safe. Farooq Hussain, News24.
Sri Lankan author Shehan Karunatilaka has won the 2022 Booker Prize for his novel The Seven Moons of Mali Almeida. The trophy was presented to Karunatilaka by Camilla, the Queen Consort, on Monday. The Seven Moons of Mali Almeida is about a dead war photographer on a mission in the afterlife. Set in 1990 Sri Lanka during the country's civil war, Karunatilaka's story follows gay war photographer and gambler Mali Almeida, who wakes up the dead. Time is of the essence for Mali, who has 7 moons to reach out to loved ones and guide them to hidden photos he has taken depicting the brutality of his country's conflict. We'll be back after a short break. Please stay with us.